and let's get the ball rolling. So I'm actively investing in real estate. So there's my intro. Let's talk about the market. I want to just talk quickly about the market because I know you want the giveaway and the 5-year plan. I don't blame you. So the market is shifting and it's going down. Some places it's staying flat, some places it's going up. Over the next 12 to 18 months, the market is going to shift a little bit, but that is a good thing. It's going to provide more opportunities to buy discounted properties and to buy good deals than the past couple of years combined. So this next upcoming cycle, probably starting in beginning of 2023, is going to be some of the best chances and maybe one of the last few chances to get extremely good deals that you usually don't have. So hit that like button on YouTube if you wouldn't mind, whether you're watching the live or the recording. That like button really helps, so please just hit it. So I want to just take a step back. Let's say the market does dip. This is today, and this is, next year. You got to look at the whole cycle of things. The market's going to go up and down. I'm going to own every single rental property I buy for at least 20 years. So this is what real estate does in 20 years. There's dips, there's ups, there's downs. You can't try to only buy the dips. That's not possible. That's just not how the real estate market works. So if you do buy a height and things dip, guess what? It's only a matter of a year or two before things get back to the same price. I was just talking about it for a YouTube video. There's not a 10-year period in the history of history, in the United States at least, I guess, that a real estate prices have gone down. Meaning, if you bought in 1999, and then 2009, 10 years later, the dip of all dips, the house prices in 2009 were still higher than 1999. Or if you bought in 2007, the height of all heights at the time, and then it crashed, crash of all crash, in 2017, by then again, prices were higher than they were in 2007. So if you just take a step back, now's a great time to get started, learn as much as you can, and take advantage of the market. So this is a great time to do that. Hit that like button, share this live. That's my thoughts on the market. All right, giveaway. I have a 23-minute free training. If you have any interest in that, DM me on Instagram at Sam Faster Freedom. There's a ton of scam accounts, only one at Sam Faster Freedom. DM me there if you would like to get that free training, or if you're on YouTube, it's in the description, but I would suggest DMing me because I like to chat with you. All right, 5-year plan. Let's start with year one. Year one is, and obviously for this live, I don't have time to, go into every little bitty detail about the years. I can do videos on that if you want. I can do a series on that if you want, but I'm going to give you some conceptual, tactical things that you can do in each year to get the ball rolling. All right, so year one, your motto for year one. Let's say year one starts in January 2023. Hope you've already started or year one starts tomorrow, but for simple math, January 1st, 2023, your motto for that year, let me know where you're from on YouTube if you haven't. Your motto, did we get the sound figured out? All right. Your motto for the year is to learn and connect. Learn and connect. If you're just joining, the plan and what I'm talking about is a 5-year plan to financial freedom. The model, the motto for your first year is learn and connect. You're going to learn a ton. Hopefully you're watching my TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. I got a podcast coming out in a couple weeks. I got a book coming out in a couple months. PBS documentary, all this social media stuff. You can learn for free. Now, obviously, getting help from a mentor or partnering with someone that has experience is maybe the better route. But if not, you can still learn a ton for free. All right? So learn as much as you can year one. You're going to learn, and connect. You got to join your local Facebook groups, your local meetups. You have to go to your local meetups. You have to get on your local Facebook groups. You have to actually connect with people in the market that you're investing in. Most likely it's going to be your backyard, but it can be virtually in other markets. But you need to meet as many people as you can. Bankers, contractors, other investors, real estate agents, wholesalers, insurance agents, lawyers, hard money lenders, private money lenders. You're going to just need to meet everybody. So that's what this first year is just going to be, you going and doing that like crazy, okay? So learning and connecting, that's kind of what your whole year is going to be, your year plan. Now, I'm not writing much, so I don't know that you need to shift any, and then, so the first thing you're going to do is these are your investments for the year. You're going to do 5 transactions in year one. You're going to do 1 flip. You're going to do 1 wholesale, and you're going to do 3 rentals. Let me talk through, each of those steps, or each of what those are, so you get a little bigger picture if you don't. And again, you can do all this without using any of your own money. Some of those connections are going to be private lenders and hard money lenders. Yeah, keep letting me know where you're from and double tapping the screen here and then give it a like. All right, so you're gonna do one flip, which is buy a property that's distressed, fix it up, and then sell it, hopefully for more than you bought it and fix it up for. You can use your own money for this. You can use a private lender for this. You can use a hard money lender for this. You can literally use any type of lender or money source that you want that's willing to invest. So that's a good way. You're gonna learn a lot in the process. You're gonna learn how to connect with contractors. You're gonna learn how to either hire somebody to manage your rehab or manage your rehab. And before I go too far into this, just know, yes, this takes time. Grind for the next 5 years so you can be financially free and wealthy so that you can enjoy the next 50. Everybody has that backwards. Everybody works for somebody else for 40 to 50 years so then they can enjoy 5 years before they're too old to actually enjoy it. You don't want to be traveling the country when you're 70. I mean, maybe you do, but it'd be a lot more fun to travel the country when you're 35 or travel the world when you're 70. It's a lot more fun to travel the world when you're 35 or 40. So grind for 5 to enjoy 50 as opposed to, you know, work for somebody else for 50 so you can enjoy 5. Okay, hopefully you'll live longer than 5 years after you retire. Not a lot of people live super long after they retire because they just don't have much to do, but you're not going to enjoy it like you would when you were younger. All right. That take a step back. So one flip, you're going to learn the processes and connections and banks and, you know, maybe funding and, you know, maybe disbursements and whatever, all the stuff you're going to learn in your flip. You do one of them. Most likely you'll probably make 20 to 40 grand. Now it's a lot of work for 20 to 40 grand, but at least you're starting your business out with some money in its pocket. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wholesale, which is getting a property under contract to purchase and then selling it. Not necessarily actually, you know, closing on it, so you don't need money for this one if your money's already tied up with the flip, but you're just finding a distressed property that's a good deal, and then you're selling that distressed property that's a good deal to somebody else that has money that's going to buy it and fix it up. You can make 10, 20 grand in that pretty easily. I think the national average is around 20 grand for a wholesale fee. So, you know, you can make 30-ish here to be safe, 20-ish here to be not as safe, you know, so you can make an extra 50 grand. That's money that you're not going to want to spend. Your goal is financial freedom. Keep that in your business for things that go south and to have for when you do go financially free and retire. All right, so you got a little bit, you're starting to get a little bit of a nest egg, and you might need to use this nest egg for your first couple rentals. If you need to use the money for rehabbing, if you need to use the money for a down payment, if the private lender or hard money lender wants you to be liquid in some type of way, you can definitely still, you know, it's nice to have that money, I guess is my point. So you're going to buy 3 rental properties with the BRRRR method. You're going to buy them, you're going to rehab them, you're going to rent them, you're going to refinance them to pay back your lender, and then you're going to scale, which we're going to talk about, and we can if you would like at the end. But this is your first year. That's a big first year. We're talking an extra 5 to 10 hours a week, an extra 20 to 30 hours a month. So I'm not telling you you're going to have to work 100 hours a week to be free in 5 years. You can do this in a reasonable amount of time. And if you want the most efficient path to do this, again, DM me on Instagram for that free training that will help you a little bit more than this even can. So there is year 1, okay? Learn, connect, get your feet wet in all of the types of investments and build relationships. Year 2 is going to be strengthening those relationships. You're going to connect more with hard money lenders. You're going to spend more time. That first year, you're going to talk to 40 wholesalers. There's only going to be 2 or 3 that are actually going to, or maybe you're going to talk to 40 wholesalers, there's going to be 5 or 6 that are actually going to connect with and bring you deals that make sense for you. So you're going to strengthen the relationship with those wholesalers. You're going to, again, talk to a ton of real estate agents that don't understand investing. You're going to hone in on those few that do understand investing. Hit that like button if you have not yet on YouTube. We only got 7 likes out of 18 viewers. Come on now. Strengthen the relationship. So you're going to strengthen the relationships with a lot of people that you are going to be building relationships with year 1. So that's what this year is all about, just cultivating those relationships with contractors. You use contractors on your flip. So you're going to strengthen relationships with that contractor. You're going to, you know, deal with the good ones. You're going to, you know, go through some bad ones. You're just going to build this foundation of relationships that are going to be the springboard to your financial freedom. What you're going to do is you're going to do 2 wholesales this year. It's going to get some extra money. You're going to, you know, like I said, 10 to 20 grand average. So let's say this next year, you know, let's say maybe you didn't do 20 grand for them, but you did 15 grand each. So you make 30 grand wholesaling. Again, this is not money you're spending. This is money you're keeping to grow your business and your retirement. And then you're going to do 2 flips. Hopefully you've gotten a little bit better at flipping. Maybe you had a home run, a decent one, and then one that was kind of skinny. So, or 2 flips, I guess. Yeah, 2 flips this year. So maybe you had a home run and then a decent one. So maybe you made, what did we make year 1 in flipping? We made 20 grand. So maybe you just made 30 grand this year flipping in year 2. So nothing great, but that's another 60 grand that you get towards your business that you can use to be liquid or grow. Now, you're going to probably tap into that. You're going to use it a little bit for things, but you're going to probably have to have that liquidity and maybe that money to fund the rehabs or something of your 5 BRRRR deals. So at this point, you're going to have 8 rental properties, all cash flowing. Let's say on average, you know, $200 a month would be $1,600. So let's say you get a little more than that, which you can in today's market with interest rates. So now you're making $2K a month passively from your rentals. You got an active income you're building, you got passive income, and you have these relationships that you're leaning on for people to do things for you, so you're not doing everything yourself, okay? So you have, now you're starting to get $2,000 a month passively. Now, year 3 is LFG. I think y'all know what that stands for. That stands for let's freaking go. All right, trying to think of something, but only naughty words came to my head. All right, so let's freaking go. So this is where you're going to ramp things up, especially your passive income. You got 8 rentals until this year. This is all doable, by the way. I have students that are doing this much faster, much quicker, much more efficiently because they're in the mentorship and all that. We don't get into that. You could do this for free. I get almost daily, but at least 3 or 4 times a week, people message me on Instagram saying they watch my Instagram, they watch my YouTube, and then they've taken what I've taught them and they've started to do things like, I bought a house because of this video. I learned this because of this, and I made more money on my rehab. So people that watch my content do learn a lot and can take action for free. So you don't have to be in the mentorship to learn. Got a podcast coming out in a couple weeks too. Ordinary Guys, Extraordinary Wealth. That is going to be even a deeper dive. All right, back to this. 3 wholesales this year. And let's say you are hiring things out because you don't love wholesaling and you only make 10 grand a wholesale, which again, the national average is 20. So you made 30 grand this year wholesaling, 2 flips. You got better at the flips, you're learning, and this year, you know, you've built relationships with contractors and banks and everything I've told you to, and each flip you made 25 grand. So you made 50 grand, which these are all very conservative numbers. I know people that make, one of my students, Josh, I think he made 90 grand on his first flip. So you can home run that if you'd like, but we're just being conservative. So you made 80 grand on the side, and then your 10 rentals. Again, you're making 8 grand a month, or you had 8 rentals, you're making 2 grand a month. Now you're ramping up those processes and you're scaling. So now you have 18 rentals, and you know you're going to be cash flowing, let's say, conservatively 4 grand a month now. So you're making 4 grand a month, which is 50 grand a year almost. You got that income, so you're starting to build these foundations, starting to build teams around them, and starting to process them very, very well. All right, year 4 is, you know what that stands for, Dakota? Let's freaking go. Yeah, you got it. Looking for a girlfriend, somebody is? Oh, looking for a girlfriend. Oh, I get it. All right. So it stands for let's freaking go, for real, for real. So you're going to just not double down. I didn't say buy 100 rentals. I'm just trying to get you ready for year 5, which is the year that's a little bit different. Year 5 is getting you prepared to retire or be financially free. So you're going to just make sure you have a solid pipeline of wholesales, make sure you have a solid income coming in, make sure that everything, you know, your passive, your active income and your reserves are there. So let's double down on wholesaling. You got better at it, you hired some things out, you know, made 10 grand a wholesale. Let's keep it with that. So let's say you made 10 grand a wholesale this year. So you made an extra 50 grand this year just in wholesaling. Your 2 flips, you're efficient at those. So you made 50 grand. So you made 100 grand on your active income on the side this year. Now, just so you know, the goal is to retire and not do anything. But if you would like to continue to do these things, you're doing all this in 30 hours a month. Imagine 30 hours a week. This is when you can quit your job and be financially free, but be your own boss. Or you can just quit and be done. Either way, you know, obviously you're going to make more money and have a better lifestyle if you quit and be done. But the goal is to set up these systems so that you can eventually just keep rocking and quit when you want, how you want. And then 10 rentals. So you went from 18 rentals, now you have 38 rentals. 38 rentals, and you are average cash flow. Again, you know, that math was wrong, I think. Anyways, average cash flow of, you know, $200 to $300 a month. So what is that? What's 38 times 250? Somebody can do it in the math if they want, if they like as well.
95.
All right, so yeah. So let's say now you're up to a simple, clean 10 grand a month from those 38 rentals. That's very, very, very reasonable. So now you're passively, either you have a property management company hired out or you figured out your systems and they're doing it for you. So now you're passively making $10,000 a month. It's enough to probably live on, 120 grand a year. Plus you have a lot of other income and balls in the air that you can double down on, or you can just quit and be done. All right, so year 5, and then we're gonna talk about beyond. Year 5 is repeat of year 4, do that, but you need to prepare to take that leap. You're going to be making sure you have multiple private lenders and hard money lenders. Make sure they know about the leap you're getting ready to take. Communicate. Have, I would say, at least 5 short-term lenders, at least 5 hard money lenders and private money lenders to lend you money so money is not an issue when you take this leap. Bank. You need at least 3 small local banks that are doing your refinances on your BRRRR deals. So you're just preparing everybody, including yourself, to make this leap. Contractors, you need to make sure you have an A and a B and a C team. Your A team's busy or moves or goes out of business or retires. You need that B team or people get busy. So you need A, B, and C teams for your contractors. And then you have to create systems. Like you've had 5 years to do this. You're gonna, everything you've done, use this year to look back. And you don't even have to buy properties this year, honestly. I mean, you're probably gonna want to buy a few. You're already making 10 grand a month. You don't need the active income as much because you still have a job. Maybe you'll quit before this, by the way, but you just need to make sure and you're creating systems and take the entire year so that when you do quit, things happen efficiently and effectively and quickly. So before I go to beyond, quickly to recap our 5-year plan. So year 1, you're learning and connecting. You're doing a flip and a wholesale and getting some rental. That seems like an active year. That's 5 deals. That's very doable, especially in a whole 12 months. That's every other month you're getting a deal a little less than that. And the wholesale one, again, you don't even have to own. Then year 2 is you're strengthening the relationships. You're building and strengthening them. You're doing a couple wholesales, a couple flips, but you're doing a little bit more of everything because you've built relationships. Year 3, you're stepping on the gas. You're doing more wholesales. I still like the 2 flips. Flips take time and they're risky, so I think most year I just have 2 flips going. And then you're getting rentals. You're building that passive income. Year 4, for real, more rentals, saying, some wholesales. Hopefully you got some connections that you're finding distressed properties don't work as rentals, so you're just wholesaling and making 10 grand a pop, nothing crazy. And then year 5, you're not even buying anymore. You got 10 grand a month passively. You got, your couple $100 grand in your checking account for your business, and you're preparing yourself. So then beyond, if you'd like to work 20 hours a week after you retire, become financially free, 20 hours a week maximum, probably less than that if you did everything I said, 3 to 5 wholesales a year, 1 to 2 flips a year, and then 5 to 10 rentals a year. If everything's set up, honestly, you get easily 20 hours a week. So you can work on your schedule, and then if you do this for multiple years, you will literally be like, before you know it, you'll be worth $20 million. And that may sound like, yeah, right, but that's true. If you do this for 10 years, you're gonna be worth at least several million, like your net worth. So that's kind of the structure to do it. There's a lot more that goes into those things, obviously, but that is a quick little game plan to get the ball rolling. Now, we can do some questions, or I can talk about the BRRRR method. So let's make sure we hit all the agenda. So I introduced myself, told you the market's not going to crash. Even if it dips a little bit, you're fine. Did our giveaway, 5-year plan, and then Q&A. Do you have any questions? Throw them in the chat box. I would love to answer your questions. I don't do a ton of Q&A, so I'd love to answer your questions if you would like me to. So throw them in the chat box if you want. And then if not, I can do a little BRRRR chat, or we can just kind of roll on with it. What questions do you have? Throw them in the chat box. Would you recommend investing in pre-manufactured houses? Yes, for sure. If that's going to be your niche, I don't do it because I have apartments, single families, storage facilities in this commercial building, and a winery actually. So my kind of cups are full for investing right now. I don't like to own a little bit of something and have somebody else do it. I like to own everything. So I think pre-manufactured home is a great niche to get in. So make connections in that niche on the Facebook groups, a mentor in that space, and I think it's a great type of investment. What other questions do you have about this? Again, DM me on Instagram if you want my free training. Follow my TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Do you need good credit? Great question. You do not need a ton of good credit. You need decent credit, mid-6s. I actually just started a lending arm of my mentorship that the minimum credit score to get a fix and flip loan or any loan is 660. So nothing crazy. Mid-6s will usually get it done. It's pretty tough to do with 500 credit score, but you don't need 800 credit score as well. You get into the wholesale deals, where do you find them? So you can find wholesale deals from a ton of different places. I just did an Instagram story. DM me on Instagram. I'll send you links to 2 free trials to some software that's free that allow you to get deals for free, or at least introduce you to do that. What other questions you have? How can you connect with private lenders? All right, so private lenders, that's a great question. Private lenders, by the way, I have 7 YouTube videos on finding private lenders that explain it better than I will on here, but you can find private lenders. You for sure can. Watch those videos, but they're going to be a connection. You can use hard money lenders in the meantime. My mentorship has a lender associated with it. That's mine, but you can also do, hard money lenders locally. That's probably a great bet for you. However, private lenders are the end all be all. So build relationships with people, connect, family members, friends of friends. Last week a student came to me and said his insurance agent offered him 150 grand to invest in and out of Burrs deals because he just had seen him actively doing well. And then another one said a real estate agent that he worked with, had an extra 75 grand that they wanted out of the stock market. They took it out, 6 to 8 months ago before everything crashed, and they want to invest it. They don't want to put it back in the stock market right now. So he's going to use that as rehab funds or down payment funds. So they're going to come from a lot of different places, How hard does it get? Hard money lenders are super easy. For the most part, there are some difficulties. They're a little more business-like than private lenders, but either way, you can make it happen. All right, J Money, hit it, quit it.